Well, first tonight, a Nottingham supermarket cashier has been found guilty of preparing to fight for a jihadi terrorist group. Ryan Counsell bought military equipment, booked flights and downloaded an Al-Qaeda bomb-making guide.
Counsell's a Muslim convert who tried to learn about his new religion on the internet. Tonight, a counter-extremism expert tells us that made him vulnerable to radicalisation. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Bull reports.
Ryan Counsell, the father of two young children who went from playing in a heavy metal band to trying to join a violent extremist group. He wanted to fight for Abu Sayyaf, an organisation that's pledged allegiance to the so-called Islamic State. It's based in the Philippines, where it kidnapped and beheaded these two Canadian adventurers.
You can see, like the phone here.
Anti-terrorist officers moved in when Counsell booked a flight there.
We were extremely concerned, and that's why we took immediate action to thwart him. He certainly puts himself in danger and he puts others in danger over there. But our concern is also compounded by the fact that he could then return with his ideas, his ideology, training and equipment, and may then commit terrorist acts over here.
At Ryan Counsell's home in Forest Fields, they discovered IS beheading videos and an article titled "Make a Bomb in the Kitchen of Your Mom."
And they also found military equipment and clothing designed to protect against shrapnel from explosions. Some of it was in a child's bedroom, packed into a suitcase.
Their suspicions were raised when Counsell used this website to buy heavy-duty military boots, along with this monocular scope, as well as pouches for ammunition and a pad to attach to a rifle. He'd searched online for cheap flights Nottingham to Zamboanga, a city close to where the Abu Sayyaf group's based. He'd even booked leave from the Asda superstore where he worked in Hyson Green. Some customers there are horrified.
It's outrageous. You never think that something like that would be on your doorstep.
Quite a surprise. I never would have expected someone at Asda to try and join a terrorist group.
I think if you're so surprised by that stuff, you're just not really in tune with the world as it is now.
You get nutters everywhere, don't you? In all communities. But I've got Muslim friends around here. They sport football, get on with like we do.
But Ryan Counsell was radicalised. The trial heard he converted to Islam when he was 21 and tried to teach himself about the religion using extremist websites, which mainstream mosques here reject.
We are concerned that a small minority are radicalised and certainly goes against the teachings of Islam. We work very closely in the community with imams and mosques to get out that message, and we are indebted to the Muslim community for working with us and turning people away from being radicalised.
Ryan Counsell was stopped just in time. A former supermarket assistant who's now a convicted terrorist.
So Jeremy, what have you heard from people who knew Ryan Counsell?
Well, neighbours we've spoken to say he was quiet. People also remember him at a Muslim youth centre called the Nottingham Islam Information Point. Now, today we've spoken to the chairman there, Haroon Holmes, who told us that Counsell was polite and eager to learn. But he says he's appalled and saddened that Ryan Counsell became an extremist.
And are converts like Ryan Counsell more susceptible to being radicalised?
Well, yes, they are, according to one leading counter-extremism expert that we've been speaking to today. He's a man called Adam Dean, who was actually recruited himself as a teenager by the hate preacher Anjem Chowdhury, and now he's using his own experience to try and tackle extremism.
They only know of Islam what the extremist recruiters will tell them. Whereas if you look at, for example, a young Muslim, he may have family members that may be able to educate him and give him a counter narrative, if you like. But in the case of a convert, that doesn't exist.
And he also says that converts can sometimes be easy targets because they're trying to prove themselves and because they've been rejected by their families and friends. As for Ryan Counsell, well, he's going to be sentenced next month.
OK, Jeremy Bull, thank you.